Hi, Jennifer. As you can see, I can finally go live on mobile. I don't know when that changed. I have no idea when it changed. Hi, the Falcon Chronicles. Yeah, I miss you too, Jennifer. It's been a while since I've been able to go live. Been so busy. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So today, first thing I'm gonna do is put a layer on the Cupid doll that I've been working on. I will be going back and forth between another live. That's fine. I'm just gonna hang out and see who shows up. I was supposed to go live yesterday, but I got too busy with schoolwork and memorizing everything that I have to do for my lab. So I've been a little busy. I'm so happy to finally see a guy in the Reborn community. There's a couple of us in the community. I don't know them off of the top of my head. I think I'm thinking of like the people I know that are at least on Instagram. I think one is Trans Daddies of Reborns, and then I think another might be Life with Colin. I'm not sure. Um, they're out there. But yeah, so I'm working on the Cupid. Hopefully, I'm hoping to have her done, obviously, and up for sale before Valentine's Day. Don't know if that's gonna be possible because I've been so busy. But I've got one layer on her of skin tone, one of mottling, and then I have veins on her. You can't really see that well in the lighting. She doesn't. Her vinyl is weird because it's like really pink. I don't know. Yeah, she's an older kit, so this is the Cheyenne kit. It's a weird. I always again choose the wrong times to go live. I would think that people aren't doing much on Sundays after coming back from church or whatever they do on Sundays. So hopefully more people will show up, to the live, and I'm just not talking to like two people, which is fine. I don't mind that, but Hi Jessica. I'm just working on my Cupid doll here. She'll be available when I finish with her. I just got a notification. Oh, what? Oh, it was just my tracker thing saying I haven't walked around much today. Yeah, because it's Sunday. I haven't been doing really much except for studying. Of course, I haven't been walking around much today. That's not in the plans for today. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Hi, Julie. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can't hear me, because that would not be a great live. Okay, loud and clear. Cool. Yeah, that would be kind of pointless live if you can't hear anything. Um, Marcella, hi. Yep, painting away, working on that Cupid. Trying to have her done as soon as possible. So far, she's turning out quite well. I don't like this kit in general. Oh, my mom's calling. Decline the call. Um, how did you get interested in painting? Painting. I've always been an artist. My high school that I went to was a school of the arts, but I was never like a painter because I was never good at 2D painting. I was only good at like the 3D arts. So I did sculpture, metal work. I did ceramics, but I was never really good at 2D arts. So I was scared to actually start painting reborns at first because I was like, well, I'm not good at 2D painting, so why would I be good at painting reborns? But I don't know. It's just been quite easy for me. Um, Hi, Kimberly. What am I going for skin tone? Probably a medium skin tone for this doll because it's gonna be Cupid, so I'm gonna have her more pink than I would normally. So she's gonna be quite a little like pink, a lot of pink undertones, and then she's gonna have like rosy lips, and then I'm gonna make her like a crown and wings, or not a crown, but a halo and like little wings for her. Um, so I hope she turns out pretty cute. I think she will. She's gonna have blue eyes as well. How do you keep your dorm from smelling like hot paint and vinyl? Usually I'll keep a window open when I have a big window, and I'll keep it open when I bake. But when I'm painting it, the paint itself doesn't really smell like anything. It's non-toxic. This paint and the thinner itself are both non-toxic. So it doesn't usually really smell like paint or anything. Um, Thank you, Julie. Uh, Angels Are We Nursery. Hello. Yeah. So yeah, I love my window. I'm very lucky to have such a big window. They provide us with really big windows here. So in my dorm building at least. I don't know about other dorm buildings, but I've always had like I've got always been lucky to get the dorms that have bigger windows. So yes. Can't wait to see the finished product. Blue eyes are so cute with pink. Yes. She's gonna. I think the blue is eye color because I don't think I can't remember what eyes I actually got for her. Let me see where I put them. They're probably in my drawer somewhere, or actually here. I think they're in here. This is her body. Um, which one of these eyes were for her? I had another pair of eyes that are for the custom patients that I'm doing. What's my major? My major is philosophy, minor in biology, but I'm pre-med, so the plan is to go to med school. Hopefully, I'll become a surgeon of some kind. My heart is set on orthopedic, but they say that you never really know what you're gonna want to do until you get into med school and go on all the different rotations. So now I'm just like blotting off the excess color. Um, Hello. Do you make and sell them? How do you handle school and painting? And what does your family think about the hobby? Yes, I absolutely paint them. I usually sell them through my Instagram. I don't have a a website yet. I haven't needed one yet. Most of my sales are through my Facebook or through my Instagram. I haven't had a need for a website quite yet. As far as handling school and painting, I don't know how I do it. Uh, it's a balance. It's a real balancing act. It's all about knowing your limits. So I just took on I have two customs, and that's it because I don't want to take on more than I can handle. I also work almost full time. I have a full load this semester, so a full load means 18 credit hours. I have 18 credit hours this semester, and it really is about a balancing act. I still have time to make for friends and studying, and I don't know how I do it. I know I do it, and that's all that matters. And I maintain my grades. Like last semester, I was able to get all A's. So it um, you got to know your limits, basically, is what I'm saying. I know my limits, which is why I only took on two customs. And then these dolls I'm just making for fun. This one is just one I'm making for fun. Um, yeah. And my family, they really are very, very, very supportive. They love it, actually. My Nana is my biggest fan. She's always telling her friends, because she goes to a senior center now that she's retired. She's always telling her friends about the dolls and that they should order one from me. She's like my biggest fan, cheerleader. She's just so good. She's like my businesswoman. Um, so I've actually had an order come in from through her from one of her friends about the dolls. So soon she's gonna help me make some business cards to pass out when I take out one of the dolls. So my family is very, very supportive. Thank you, Julie. Um, Hi, Gus. Gus is my dear friend. He's in this live apparently. um, Going to my studio now. All right. Can you make me a mod so I can drop your Instagram link? How do I do that? I've seen people be like mods um in lives before, but I'm sure I can figure it out in a second after I stop blotting and blending her paint real quick. I'll figure that out in a sec and make you a mod. Just trying to make sure her skin tone is even because that is one of my biggest pet peeves when reborns of color are, really uneven. I hate that. So I'm just trying to make sure I keep her as even as I can, despite the fact that she will, like I said, be an alternative doll, so she will be a Cupid, but I still want to keep her skin tone nice. People think with alternative babies they can look rough and it'll be okay. I don't like that. I think you should still work hard even if it is an alternative doll. But that's just me. That's just my preference. So you can see already she has darkened up a little bit from that layer. I don't know, lighting is kind of weird. But I can see in person that this layer has definitely darkened her up a little bit more. She's coming along really nicely. Anyway, so I'm going to put her head aside and move on to her limbs in a second. But first, let me see if I can make sure she doesn't fall over. Let me make sure I can see if I can make her a mod. Jennifer. Okay. I'm so proud of you. I have a son in the Navy who just turned 20. It's nice to see young people do productive things. That's great. I don't know if I'm too small to survive in the Army, so it wouldn't work for me. Let's see. Settings, maybe? No, those are for filters. This sculpt is the Cheyenne by Elena. Can't remember her last name. Elena Pearson. She's on Bountiful Baby. Let's see. Maybe, okay, let's see. Maybe if I hold on to Jennifer's name, it'll let me add a moderate. There we go. I think I added you. It said I added you, Jennifer, as a mod. So I'm still just making sure nothing's like settling on the wet vinyl. Anyway. All right. Hi, Carol. Your baby. She is her pacifier. The magnet for her pacifier is drying and curing, and then I'll put her head back on and have her ready for you tomorrow. Do I like Cheyenne's arms and hands? No. I think she looks really dolly, which is part of the reason why I chose to make her an alternative baby, because I just don't like the way she looks as like painted like a normal baby as much. I don't like her limbs really at all. I'm not gonna lie, but she is older kit, so I can only blame it so much on the fact that sculpting has come a long way since the beginning of reborn dolls. Okay, where do I buy my sculpts and materials from? Most of my materials for like kits, as far as kits goes, most of my kits are from Bountiful Baby right now because I've been a little afraid to paint a more expensive kit so far. I'm still a beginner artist, definitely. So as far as like how many dolls I've done, June, my most recent doll was my 12th one that I finished. So I'm still very, very much a new artist. So I've been a little afraid to go down the route of, say, McPherson's kits, which are mostly are in the $100 range. However, I did buy my first limited edition kit. Um, and it's going to be painted for myself. It's going to be my first doll that'll stay in my collection for at least for a little while that has open eyes. I've always kind of been weirded out by open-eyed kits, having them in my collection. But I think I really like this kit, so she should be coming tomorrow, hopefully. I don't know, I'm thinking tomorrow is what the tracking says, but I bought her secondhand, so she wasn't the full price of the kit. So I got away with not paying the full, 110, I think $115 was how much her kit was. So now all I need to do is buy her eyes and her body, because I'm going to use the hair that I was going to use for my Joseph on her. I just can't get around to rooting Joseph's head. It's not worth it for me. I added some Prismacolor hair on him, and I've called it a day. Maybe eventually I will, add some hair on top, but for now I'm not dealing with that big head. I cannot deal with his big head right now. But so the kit that I have will hopefully come tomorrow. It's coming from another person who lives in Canada, so they had, of course, ship it to the United States, so it took a little bit longer. But yeah, I got a really good price for the kit. Like I said, it's a limited edition kit. It's a Laura Tuzio Ross kit, if I'm remembering correctly. Laura Tuzio Ross, is that who did it? Yes, it's a Laura Tuzio Ross kit, and it has the chunkiest little legs, and it's the perfect size. So it's 22 inches, and that's the perfect size because that fits perfectly into 0 to 3 months and 3 month size clothing, which is way easier for me to find uh, in this small town that I am in. So I think you can paint any kit and look real. It really, I don't know, Jennifer. It really depends, because even if you paint a kit to the best of your abilities, if the limbs are weirdly proportioned, if the creases aren't realistic, it's kind of hard to add a lot of detail, because it just won't look right. I'm certainly not at the point where I could paint any kit and make it look real. I've always thought about swapping her limbs. I love her face. A lot of people swap her limbs. I know that. I have problems with varnishing and the texturing. For me, I use the matte varnish, but I thin it down because the very first time I used the matte varnish, I didn't thin it down at all, and the doll came out a little chalky, and no matter how many times I baked the matte varnish, it was still a little bit chalky, and then I had to sand it down, and I learned my lesson, as you got to do when you're making these dolls. You learn from each one, and I learned that you have to thin it down with some odorless thinner, and it should be fine. So I always make sure I thin down the matte varnish now, and sometimes usually actually, on top of the matte varnish, I add this air dry varnish, which is called Soft Touch. It's by Americana, and I just think it adds another layer of protection, and it makes the vinyl feel really smooth and really velvety textured. So I add that on top of my matte varnish as well, so it's double varnished, double protected. Um, yeah. Hello, Laura. And Amelia. I like that name. Yeah, so yeah, I learned my lesson with that varnish, but a lot of people seem to have problems with matte varnish in general. The Genesis one I'm talking about. Don't know about other matte varnishes other than Americana. I'm gonna try to say your name, Marche. I hope I pronounced that right. Hello, Marche. I think so. Um, yeah. So I'm just painting along. Got her arm coated. Yeah, okay, I did pronounce it right. I see, because I saw the accent mark, and um, with Spanish, it's pronounced, with the accent, but I don't know about other languages. But yeah, I only could think of because of Spanish, um, how the E with the accent is pronounced. And now blotting off the. Yeah, if I can answer anyone's questions, I try to do my best in answering questions. I'm obviously, like I said, a very new artist, but I do know a bit about painting, and I know quite a bit about the Reborn world because I've been in it for about 8 years, on and off for about 8 years. So I'm definitely not new to the community. If you've seen any of my videos, I'm not really new to the community. I just started making videos in March of last year, but I've always been in and out of the community since I was 11. Um, yeah. So if you have questions, I could probably answer them, and if not, I'm sure someone else in the comments could answer them for you. I just don't want it to be boring if you guys just sitting and watching me paint. So, um, I don't want to be boring. So if you want to chat with me, this will be the time. Um, let's see. Hi, EVs. Yes, you made it to the live stream. I'll probably be live for quite a while, maybe a couple hours because I'm painting, and then I'm going to show you guys all the clothes that I have, and I'm going to pick out an outfit for the boys for today and tomorrow because I keep them in an outfit basically for a day, and then maybe I'll change it if I have time. Um, what about silicone? Have you done those yet? No, I do not do silicone because silicone kits are around $800. So if I can't afford barely like the $100 kits, I definitely cannot afford silicone kits. Um, Silicone is very hard to paint. It's a whole different material. You have to have different paints for silicone. It's a whole different process, and I am just definitely not up for that yet. I am nowhere financially stable enough or able to. I don't even know if I would be able to do that in my dorm, to be honest. I'm just not sure how. But there are a lot of silicone classes, like at different doll shows and around towns, major cities. They have like silicone painting classes. I know a couple artists that do. Names. I'm not good with names, but yeah, there are a couple artists that do the classes around different cities. And so I always recommend people, if you're interested in learning about like more about silicones and silicone dolls and the painting that goes into it, join some Facebook groups. They are very, very, helpful in figuring stuff out about different materials. But yeah, I cannot do silicone, at least yet. One day that would be cool though. Um, do I offer painting services? Yes, I do, Laura, but not right now because I have to get these two customs out of the way, and then I'll open up another spot or two, just so I don't bite off more than I can chew. Um, have you used air dry paints? I tried air dry paints my very first time painting. It was a nightmare because the thing with air dry paints is it's very tricky. You have to have the right combination of paints and varnishes. You have to have like you don't like with air dry, they dry so fast that if you make a mistake and you want to remove it, it's often too late. It was a nightmare with air dry. I thought like I was so discouraged with air dry, and I thought it was just me. Like I thought I couldn't paint, and but so when I switched over to the Genesis paints. I didn't switch over to Genesis paints until I think it was May. Over the summer, I started using Genesis, and it was a complete game changer. Everything became so much easier. Um, so my question is, sometimes when I use matte varnish, it pulls the paint off. How to avoid that? I'm probably going to go back to heat set because of this. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like the varnish has to be like the right one. And um, If you do have specific questions about air dry, Bountiful Baby has a discourse forum. Post question in there, or you can Google or search in the search bar on there. They'll have people who specialize in air dry paints, and they can really help you. Like they're so helpful. Those ladies and gentlemen that are on there are so helpful. They have helped me with so many things that I've had questions about. So it's the Bountiful Baby forum. I would like to see you do one. That's where I started my hobby, but I'm still a beginner. Yeah, sometimes you have to add a little color to the matte varnish, especially with the dark peachy German vinyl. For her, yeah, for her, I actually because like I said, this is an older kit, and again, this kit I actually in the very beginning of when I very started painting, a wonderful lady gifted me a couple of kits, and this is one of the kits that she gifted me. And I hadn't gotten around to painting her. I didn't really want to paint her, to be honest. Like I said, I don't like her limbs. I think she looks dolly, but so I've had her for a while, but um, so it's an older kit, and the vinyl was like really like smooth and like shiny and slick, and the paint wasn't taking well at first. So what I did was I did a layer under layer of the paint with the matte varnish and baked that in, and now it's taking paint really really well. Like I washed the kit, don't get me wrong, but it still was like really shiny and slick and wasn't taking paint well. It's just one of those things with older kits. Um, hi Deborah. Hi, first time in your live chat, but I watch you all the time on my Ruko. Welcome. Yep. Yeah, I haven't been live in a while, like I said, and this is my first time going live on mobile. I hope you guys are enjoying seeing me a little bit better because my webcam on my laptop is horrible. It looks like, I don't even know, like so grainy, so bad. Like my camera on my phone isn't the best, but it's still way better than it was. So much better than on my webcam. So I hope you guys are enjoying seeing me being live on better quality. But yeah, yeah, exactly, Evie. It is just ridiculously better quality. Oh gosh, like I think my phone is 13 megapixels, and I think my webcam is like 4. I don't know, something ridiculous like that. Makes a big difference. Those like it doesn't seem like it would make such a big difference, but it does. Um, yeah, yeah. I had some time. I finished studying all I needed to study. I think I'm pretty sure I've memorized all the different bones that I need to by Wednesday. Of course, I'm gonna keep it up and like keep doing practice every single day because that's how I learn through repetition. That's how I memorize things easy. Although sometimes I have really good memory, so sometimes well, I have a good memory for concepts and vocabulary. So sometimes I only need to look at a vocabulary word once and I can remember it. That's how I was really good at Spanish. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I've memorized all 80 bones that I was supposed to memorize, and then all the because your bones aren't just like smooth. So bones have different like they call them foramens, which are just like holes in the bones where veins and stuff go through and muscles attach. We had to memorize those as well, and I did that as well. And then on your skull, where the bones join together, you have these things called what are they called? Oh gosh, sutures. So they call them sutures, and I had to memorize those as well. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I got them all. I've been doing so many quizzes on them, so many practice quizzes, and I've been getting them all right. So I'm taking myself a little break from studying because I just couldn't keep studying. It was redundant because I was getting them all right, so I just needed a break. Yeah, I think I'll do fine in med school because I'm so good at memorizing that it shouldn't be too bad. I mean it's going to be intense, don't get me. I'm being realistic. I know it's going to be intense, but at least I have that capability to quickly memorize things. Like for example, it took me about I think like a day and a half to memorize all these bones. So I'll be fine. Like as long as I put my mind to something, I'm pretty good at it. Like I don't like mean to brag, but it's just the way my brain works. I'm pretty good at memorizing stuff like that. So I should be fine. And like, oh gosh, for example, I underestimated my memory because my for my finals last semester, I was going on 3 hours of sleep, and I had my Spanish final, and I was so scared that I wasn't going to remember anything because I was so tired. Like the night before, I was just so worried and like stressed out that I could not sleep for nothing. Like nothing would help me sleep, and I usually sleep pretty well, and I was on 3 hours sleep, and I swear that that exam took me 3 whole hours, and I swore that I did so bad on it. Like I was sitting there in the exam, and I thought I was just like I couldn't even think of words. I was like blanking. It was my mind was blank, and so I thought I did so bad on that final last semester, and I was so worried. I was like, "Oh man, I'm so close to getting all A's. So close, so close, so close." I think that was like my last final I took, and I was like, "Please don't let this mess up my grade. It is the last one. I am so close to all A's." I had passed all my other finals at that point, um, and I was like, it just had to be this one, the Spanish, and it was my very last Spanish class, by the way, that I had to take, because now I have taken 8 years of Spanish, so I am done. Um, so I was really worried and just like pacing my room, waiting for the results of it, because it takes a while, because Spanish is a hard you can't just take multiple choice for Spanish, especially upper level Spanish is like I was in. So there's a writing portion, there's a listening portion, reading, and a multiple choice like vocabulary section. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. In reality, she graded it. Looking back on it, she graded it quite quickly. So I was like, oh my gosh, the grading period's closing. When is she going to get this exam up? And she finally did. And guess how I did on it? I really thought I did like so bad. Um, I ended up getting a 94 on that final. I was like, how? I don't know how it happened. I don't know. Like, I guess even though I thought I blanked out, I had to have written down the right words, because otherwise I don't know how I got a 94. But yeah, so I'm going to like stop underestimating myself. Like that's one of my goals for this year, really, and my personal growth kind of goals is to stop underestimating myself, because that's not the first time I've done that with like exam. I freak myself out, even though I know I put in the work to do well. I freak myself out. So um, you know. Do I do modeling and veining? Yes, I do. She already has one layer of modeling underneath her skin tone layers, and she already has veins on underneath. That was veins are the very first thing I do, usually. Unless I'm doing a lighter tone doll, then I will do one skin tone layer, then light veins, so that it's more like it's underneath. Veins are very hard to do because a lot of times they look really weird. Um, for me, as far as tips for um, veins, you have to think of them. They're not straight, so veins will never. It doesn't look right to have straight veins, because if you look at your own skin and you look at your own arm, for example, because that's where veins are usually quite prominent. If you look at your own arm, your veins don't look really that straight because they're not. So if you take that concept and you paint them, do not paint. If you paint them straight, it looks weird. So that's one of the biggest like mistakes that I see people do is they'll paint their veins like these little straight lines, and I think it just looks so strange. I don't know if you can see her veins. Let's see. If I turn on my other light, probably you can see. But she has a forehead vein, and it's just really squiggly. And I tried to use my thin brush, the thinnest brush. I actually cut this brush and made it myself. Let me see if it'll focus. You can kind of see it. But I cut this brush myself down, and then I just like brace my elbow against the table so that my arm doesn't move where I don't want it to, and then I'll paint them on very lightly, and if I need them darker, I'll go over it with another layer. That's another thing. You don't want your veins to be obviously too dark because then it looks really weird. Um, yeah. And I use a mixture of the pre-mixed color veins. It's just called veins, and then I add a little bit of more of like the ultramarine blue color. Right now, I'm cleaning up her creases, so don't mind me. But yeah, so that's what I do with veins. I would love to do a more detailed video, but I still don't really consider myself. I did like a series on my channel where I did share what I had learned as far as making dolls at that point. So that is on my channel. I think I like called it like biracial beginner biracial tutorial, something like that. But yeah, that's just how I had been painting up to that point. Of course, I plan on, learning more and adapting my style. Like this year, as far as goals for painting, I want to learn how to shade more because I think it adds a lot more dimension to dolls. Shading, especially with African American dolls, dolls of color, it really adds a whole nother like realism to the dolls. So I do want to learn better how to shade. I think that'll really take I already think I'm pretty good for only having painted 12 dolls in total. So I think that will take me to another level of my skill is learning how to shade. Yeah, so that's the plan anyway, to do that. Um, wow, you are better than you think. My hat's off to you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I really try my best with every doll I do, as I think everyone should. But I've noticed recently that some artists can get away, like if they're well known in the community. I've noticed that some artists are able to get away with subpar painting, just because for example, there's a well-known YouTuber who I won't say her name, but you all know probably who she is. I saw her work in person at the Rose Doll Show, and it was not what the hype led it up to be. Her work was not as great as she made it seem to be, and as great as she priced it to be. Her prices are around like $700 for her dolls, and let me tell you, I'm telling you, I've seen, like I said, I've been in this community for a while. That is not $700 work, and I don't understand where she gets that number. I think she just gets that number because she's so quote unquote popular that she thinks she can price her work higher than it should be. If anything, I think her cap should be around $500 for her dolls. Um, but if she, that's if people are gonna buy them at that price, I guess she can price them whatever she wants. I just don't think I would ever pay that much for that quality. I'm not saying her work is bad. I'm just saying it's not $700 worth of work for me. It's just not. If we're being honest, it's just not. But people will pay for the name. Just like, for example, it's like brand names basically. People will pay for the name. It's like luxury brands. Like, oh my gosh, like t-shirts from luxury brands are like $80 and it's just a plain white t-shirt. Yeah. It's the same concept. People pay for the name. When did you start painting dolls, or when you started looking into Reborn Community? Um, I started painting. God, when was that? Oh, wow, wow. I think I painted my first one with air dry paints in September of 2018. I want to say September of 2018. September of 2018. Probably. I don't know. But my first, like I said, my first heat set paint doll was in May of 2019. And then I didn't start my Instagram, I think, until, oh gosh, I don't know when I started the Instagram. And then the YouTube channel came in March of 2019. But I've been, like I said, in the community since I was 11, which for me, if I was 11, that was 2012. Yeah, that was 2012. So it's been a while. It's been a while. Well, no. Was it 2012? I can't remember. I think it was 2012. It was either 2011 or 2012. Because that I forgot my first doll was an Ashton Drake doll, which obviously I know it's not a reborn. It's not the same thing, but for me it was a big deal. Helped a lot. So, did I hear about Kobe Bryant died in a plane crash? I don't really know who that is. Name sounds familiar. Kobe Bryant. Is he a basketball player? I don't really follow sports, so I don't know really the names. I know like Shaq, and of course I know like Michael Jordan, who lives. I think he still lives in North Carolina. He lived in Charlotte. Oh, then yeah, I think I do know who that is. Oh, that's really sad. Wow, it's just crazy how things happen, because you don't really. There's not many plane crashes that actually happen, so that I was actually afraid of planes for a really long time because my mom's afraid of planes and she kind of like I like inherited her fear. But plane crashes are extremely rare, so that's why we hear about them so much. It seems like we hear so many of them. There's not actually that many plane crashes. It's called report bias. So of course people will report about unusual things, and the more we hear about it, the more we think it happens. But that's not the case. It's very rare. I think you're more likely to be struck by lightning a couple times than to be in a deadly plane crash or plane crash at all. So once I realized you're way, way, way more likely to die in some kind of car accident than ever being in a plane. Um, Once I realized that, I got over my fear of planes, and then I flew for the first time, and I was like, oh, this is it. Yeah, it was. Yeah, sometimes you got to get over fears like that if you want to move forward in your life. But yeah, that is really sad and unfortunate that it just had to be. It just had to be that way. Oh, someone said I'm ignoring their messages during the live stream. No, I don't see any of her messages. Let me tell her I'm not ignoring her. Her messages. Yeah, I'm not ignoring her. I just don't see any of them. None of them are popping up for me. I wonder why that is. It might be if you're watching, it might be your Wi-Fi because I'm not seeing any of your messages. I'm not ignoring you. Um, Here one day and gone the next is terrible. Yep. This is life. A lot of people find that they can find comfort in religion for things like that. For me, I can't. I don't think it really explains. And, people say everything happens for a reason. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, to be honest with you guys. That might be a cynical way of thinking, but I don't really think that everything necessarily happens for a reason. I think some things are just horrible and they happen. It doesn't have to be for a greater purpose. I think sometimes horrible things just happen because that's life. But I always think it's so demeaning when people are like, or one of your loved ones dies, and they're like, well, everything happens for a reason. I think that's so like frustrating and demeaning, because it's like, well, am I not supposed to feel sad because there's supposed to be some comfort in thinking that there was a reason for this loved one to be taken away from me early, young? I don't know. That's just me being a philosophy major, though. Don't procrastinate because tomorrow you might not be here to enjoy it. Exactly. That's just kind of what I had to learn with the plane, with some more fears that I have. I'm trying to get over, and realize that, it's not guaranteed. No day is guaranteed to us, which is why part of the reason why I started making videos, to get over, I was always afraid of the judgment, for this hobby, being a male in the community. But like, I'm learning to get over that, because if something makes me happy, it's not hurting anyone, it's not hurting me, to get over that, because it's none of it really. I mean, if something makes you happy and it's not harmful, then who cares? Like, people do all sorts of weird things that, like, we would think maybe they shouldn't do that, but if it makes them happy and it's not hurting us, I think maybe we should stop judging them for it. I don't know. What a wild concept. Stop judging people. I think, honestly, it's impossible for human beings not to judge one another. If it's not for one thing, that it would be for something else, Like, say, eventually, sure, Reborn Dolls will, maybe make it into mainstream and be acceptable and less of a weird thing, but there's probably going to be something else weird that we think weird, and that'll come out, and then it'll be the same thing with that community, because we don't understand it. We think things are weird that we don't understand, I think, for the most part, unless it's just really like, some things are just unacceptable, but that's not like the same thing as having just a hobby, Like, I mean, for example, you wouldn't call someone going around killing people a hobby. That's very different. That's not a hobby. But as far as like hobbies go, I think if we don't understand a hobby, a lot of times we have a reaction that it's weird. And hopefully we'll get around that, but I don't think so. I think it'll always be another community. Let's see. I gotta go. It's supper time here. All right. See ya. See ya. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock here, so I'm not a religious person. I can agree with you. Life is very strange and unpredictable at times. Yeah, if you've been around, you know that if you've been around, you know that I was raised with two different religious parts of my family, one being Buddhism and the other being Southern Baptist Christian. So a lot of their philosophies don't go along with each other, and a lot of them actually do. Christianity and modern Buddhism, a lot of their policies, I mean, not policies, but a lot of their like ideals go along with each other, and a lot of them contradict. But it was really weird growing up with those two religions, and I think it kind of made me into the like major that I am, which is philosophy, because I look at things very like critically. I think probably because of that background. But for me, I consider myself to be agnostic, which means not that I don't believe in God. I always have to explain to people that atheism and agnostic are very different things, categorically. So atheism is, as you guys know, not believing that there is a God. Agnostic, on the other hand, is believing that there is a God, but that it's beyond the human realm of understanding which God is the right God. Basically, for me, it's saying that I don't know who's right as far as religion goes. I don't know who's wrong. And therefore, I don't feel like it's within my responsibility or my possibility of understanding to say that Christianity's right, Christianity's wrong. or to say that Buddhism is right or Buddhism is wrong. I just say I don't know because no one knows. A lot of people claim that they know the truth, and no one does. No one does. No one knows except for whoever created us. You know, they are the only ones who know the truth of the matter. So I try not to subscribe to any one religion. I just don't think it's kind of, you know, some people, like I said, some people need religion to cope with the world, and I'm just not one of those people. um I'm really not. mm, uh yeah, weird is when it's not normal to someone else. Exactly, yeah. Pam said, "This is Pam. I love your video. Keep up the good work. I did Reborn Baby 6 years. Love it." Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm trying my best up here, just working on this Cupid doll for Valentine's Day. I'm so excited to have her when I'm done with her because I'm gonna send her home with, like, you know, Valentine's Day themed stuff. So whoever gets her is gonna have like a really, whoever buys her is gonna have like a really cute themed box opening, um, all like hearts and like Valentine's Day stuff. So I'm very excited to do her box opening part. I think it's gonna be so sweet, perfect for the holiday. It's gonna be so fun to put together. Let's see, what does she say? ASMR and Reborn Enthusiast is my name, although I am watching the live stream while commenting, so it could be my Wi-Fi. The messages are loading for me, but I don't think anyone else can see them. No, because I think the people who are watching would have said hello to you if you said hello. Summer, I don't see any of your messages coming up at all. So I do think it is your Wi-Fi because I'm not ignoring you, obviously. I'm talking to you through Messenger, so I wouldn't be ignoring you on live stream and then messaging you on. Yeah, I think it's your Wi-Fi. It has to be because it's not my Wi-Fi. I'm connected to the school's Wi-Fi, so. Ooh, ghost comments. Right. I don't know what's going on. It's got to be her Wi-Fi being weird. As often Wi-Fi it does. Sometimes Wi-Fi is very weird for me up on the mountain. Um, doesn't like to connect sometimes, which is very annoying if I want to do something like schoolwork. Even sometimes my Wi-Fi will go out with no explanation, and I need to do something, and then I'll have to trek myself down the hill to the library in hopes that I could connect to their Wi-Fi better. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish with this leg, let the rest of it dry, and then I'll do another layer after of this layer, and then I'll of this skin tone, and then I'll bake it and maybe do another one, and we'll see how I feel about the skin tone. Um, and then some mottling layers, and it's not gonna take me long to really do her because I'm not trying to make her super dark or anything or what have you. And then I'm going to do her pink overtones as well, as she already has a lot of pink undertones that came from the vinyl anyway. Like this vinyl for the Cheyenne kit, since it's the older vinyl, it was really pink to begin with, which is not great because if you're trying to do a regular baby, you would have to neutralize it a lot with green because that's the way you neutralize pink undertones, red undertones. You do it with a green wash. But I think for her, it would have taken a couple of green washes because she's so pink. Like, I don't even know if you can see. I don't know. She's like really pink undertones. This is the blank vinyl right here on the ring. But she had a lot of pink in her vinyl, which for me, again, works to my advantage because that's the look I'm going for. Kind of a pink, um, very pink undertone biracial baby for this little Cupid. And then while this is drying, I'm gonna pick out some outfits, you guys, and see what I want to put my collection dolls in, and check on the magnet that is drying inside of Miss June's head, so I can send her out tomorrow morning. If you don't know what I'm talking about, June has sold, and I'm very, very happy that she has. And who she's going to is a wonderful lady who has my Skya. So she'll be with her little sister. Well, I guess her older sister, technically. But yeah. Um. Hmm. So how's everyone doing? I know it's probably different times for everyone watching, but I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I had a pretty decent weekend. Didn't do much. I hung out with my best friend in college yesterday. We went shopping and hung out because their birthday is on Friday, I believe. It's on the 31st, so I don't know if that's Friday or Saturday, one of those days. But their birthday is next week, so we just kind of hung out and whatever. But also gonna I'm gonna see them on their birthday as well. But we just wanted to hang out because we're both very busy, so we can only really see each other on the weekends. We don't have any classes together. But I'm trying to save for Reborn. They sure are expensive, but I understand how much work it takes to paint. Oh, Jude is so cute. I'm glad she found a nice home. Yeah, they are expensive because, like you said, the work that they take. I try to put my dolls at a modest, price that I'm still making, some money from it. I'm not just like throwing money into nothing and getting nothing from it. Um, so I do price mine low enough that I don't feel bad for people wanting to buy them, but still enough that I make at least a decent little profit out of it. Otherwise, I don't know if I could spend all the time that I do painting them and not have anything for them. Um, so most of my dolls are in the 200, 350, 60 range. So, but that will probably increase as I get better at rooting and as I get better at painting. But I honestly don't think I will ever really price my dolls above $500, even if when I get better. Um, I just don't see myself doing that because I want the dolls to be beautiful and affordable for people because usually ethnic dolls are expensive regardless of the person's skill level because of how long they take and the detail, and it's just harder in general, but I don't want it to be that way. Um yeah. I'm doing well. It's 2:05 p.m. in Idaho. Idaho is okay, not mid. Would it be considered Midwest? Is Idaho considered Midwest or is it just West? I don't know. Yeah, it is 4:08 here in North Carolina. Wonderful North Carolina. I actually don't like North Carolina, but I do like the mountains, so I'm happy. I do not like North Carolina. I'd rather be in Maryland, but it is what it is. I've been here for about 10 years now. So, yep. I am happy you won't price them too high. Awesome of you. Yeah, I don't like that. Again, I won't count it out, but for the most part, I don't think I would ever really price them above that point because yeah, sure, at that point, you're like a really good artist, but still, it's like how much profit do you really need to make from these dolls, especially if it's not your actual job? It's like, okay, cool, you're a great artist, but why do you need to price them like thousands of dollars? I don't know. Like, what are you getting from it at that point? You're already making a big profit at $500 for a lot of, um, for most kits at like $500, you're making a pretty decent profit, you know. So I don't know. Just seems like kind of at that point you're just doing it for the money, which is not what I want to do it for really. Ultimately, right now I make them to supplement the income that I do get from my work study job because works with if anyone who has been in college recently or has a kid in college knows that, or they have a kid that does work study, they know that for most work study plans, you can only make $1,000 per semester. Therefore, I'm only making like $300 a month from that job. So this is just to supplement that for some fun money, and I most of my money though is saved up in my account for when I can eventually either move off campus, or for med school when I live off campus, or for a car. I'm saving up a lot of money for that kind of stuff. So it's all about budgeting for me and making sure that I don't spend too much, which is why I shopped. I always, 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 always shop on a sale. I have never bought anything full price. I always, always, always shop on a sale or at thrift shops. I like never. I can't even recall last time I bought something full price. Probably years and years ago. At this point, but my friends call me an old man because I always have coupons, or like I said, I know about all the sales. I know the perfect time to go shopping on sales. Like right now, by the way, is like a really solid, good, perfect time to go shopping, because most stores are doing their end of winter season sales before they roll out all their stuff for for the springtime. So if you are looking to buy baby clothes, clothes for your kids, clothes for you, I know right now because I just went to Old Navy yesterday, they are having a really good deal. They're having really good deals even on their clearance stuff. I'll show you guys what I got for the dolls that are coming into my collection soon. The one that I have to paint, and then the one I'm having custom made that I'm hoping she'll be done by my birthday in April. Um, Ashley Thacker is painting her for me. If you don't know who that is, she is the one who had painted Layla, um, who is no longer in my collection, obviously, because she was really tiny. And if you want to know more about that, I have videos talking about why I did end up selling her, even though she was a doll that I won during a giveaway. It's not as bad as it sounds. I promise I'm not a super unappreciative guy. Uh, it was just a situation. I couldn't find her clothes in this town because she was so tiny. Even newborn was a little bit big on her, and I just couldn't. But she was beautiful. But yeah, so the same artist that made her is making me a doll. She understood why I couldn't keep Layla, and she in fact she told me to sell her to get extra money, um, for a dream doll, or so that's part of how I ended up with Levi, my Levi, Amias. So she's really excellent. She's painting me a custom doll for a really good price because she understands the circumstance. So she's painting me a doll that I'm not gonna tell you guys the kit yet because I want it to be a little surprise. So she's gonna be beautiful when she does her. I know she is because Ashley's work is just amazing. She's an artist that I really Ashley Thacker of Sweet Beginnings, Reborn Nursery. She's just an artist that I really, really, really recommend if you want a higher end African American doll, and she's one that I really look up to for a lot of things. So she's really good. She's a really wonderful lady. So she's painting me a custom doll that I'm hoping to have done, like I said, by my birthday in April. I think she's gonna start on her next week or something. She's backed up with customs, so I'm not rushing her. I'm just letting her get around to it because obviously I didn't pay as much as other people who have customs from her, so I'm not gonna like yell at her for being behind. So yeah, but I'm actually technically really quite patient when it comes to custom dolls. I only had one custom doll, and I wasn't planning to ever do another custom because the custom doll that I had was a very, very upsetting experience for me. And that video is also on my channel. I talked about that back in the beginning of my channel. I think it was last year for my birthdays when I got him or something. But the artist took 6 months to make him. And keep in mind, she's not a popular artist, or it's not like she's busy with a whole bunch of customs like Ashley is. It took her 6 months to paint this doll. And yeah, I got work in progress photos and it looked fine in the photos. And then I got the doll and it was not great at all. Like there was like paint marks, stray paint marks everywhere. The creases on the doll were really, really bad. And the nails weren't even finished. Like it was so bad. The hair was horrible. Um, and she must have been editing her work on her photos, because her work and her photos, like I'm not an idiot. Her work in the photos that she had looked a lot better than the doll that she sent me. So I sold him real quick. I tried fixing him up myself, but at that point, I wasn't really an artist yet. I didn't consider myself an artist really quite yet. So I finished his nails, tried to do what I could, matted him down because he was shiny in places, and um, I did what I could at that point, and I sent him back. So, well, I didn't send him back. I sold him, fixed up a little bit. But yeah, so that experience, obviously, I was worried about ever doing another having a custom being done for me ever again. But like I said, I fully trust Ashley. I know obviously how her work looks in person, and I'm fully trusting her. I know it'll be perfect, and I know I'll probably want to keep the baby forever. So I'll say that lightly because you never know, circumstances might come up that I need to sell her, but for the most part, I think that I'll probably keep this doll that she's making for me for a very long time. I really like the kit, and like I said, I love Ashley's work. So if you haven't seen Ashley Thacker's work, go look at her page because her rooting is incredible, amazing. She has the such beautiful rooting. It's so outstanding, and the hair she uses. Oh, anyway, but yeah, so she'll be doing that baby for me coming, and that'll be hopefully done in April. And then this doll kit that's supposed to arrive tomorrow, I will be painting that for myself and hopefully having her done by the end of February. But I'm not gonna be on myself about that because it's for myself, and I need to paint the custom patients, and I need to finish this Cupid doll, and I need to paint the giveaway baby, which I'm ordering tomorrow because I needed to wait until I got some funds, and since I sold June, I now have funds to buy the kit for the giveaway doll, and he shouldn't take me that long because it's a preemie size kit. It's 16 inches, and I'm not planning on doing him super dark, so it shouldn't take me that long to paint him. Um, that's the idea, and plus I'm not assembling him. He's coming as an unassembled kit. Um, he'll have eyes, but he's coming undone. But yeah, so it shouldn't take me that long to finish him. So that's why I've been kind of like putting it off, wait until I got some money, some income, some extra income in, um, for to buy that kit because I don't want to lose obviously too much money on a giveaway. That's always my plan, is to do it as cost effectively as possible, but still make someone happy. Um, so that's the plan. That's the plan, for my next few dolls that I need to make. So finishing up Cupid, start working on the custom order when she pays me the down deposit, the deposit for that. My doll, well, in order. Let me put this in order for myself. In order, finish Cupid, start working on the giveaway baby, custom doll, then myself last. So, what's the name of Ashley's channel? She does not have a channel. She has a Instagram and she has a Facebook page, and her nursery is called Sweet Beginnings Reborn Nursery. So if you can find the link for that, it's somewhere. I had the link on one of my videos, I think when I talked about her. But yeah, she's the sweetest lady ever. She really is so sweet. She gives me lots of tips on painting and everything. She's just really nice. All right, so I'm now waiting for this layer I just put on to the Cupid doll to dry. Let me make sure I keep cleaning up the creases. of the doll. And then I'm going to take you into my closet. And we're going to pick out an outfit for the boys. Like I said, I don't know what I want them to wear today. They have a lot of options. For some reason in this town, it's like they only have boy babies because I can almost never find girl clothes here in 0 to 3 months. Like I said, it's like they don't have girls here. And it's so weird. It's so weird. But yeah, so it's so easy to find clothes for the boys, but rare for me to find stuff in the thrift shops for the girls. So usually I wait till sales for the girls, or I'll wait till I go down to Charlotte and go to Once Upon a Child and bring clothes back, um, because otherwise it's very hard to find them clothes. Or I go to wait for Walmart to have their clearance, which they have a lot. In fact, I need to go back to Walmart today and pick up some outfits for this doll for the Cupid to send out with her. Oh, you found her link. Awesome. Yeah. That is her. Yeah. So maybe I'll go back to Walmart today because they're having a lot of their clothes, baby clothes on clearance. So like $1, $3. So I might have to do that and go. I need to go to Michael's to pick up the materials for her wings and halo, or I could just order a little Cupid costume online. I'm not really sure what I want to do as far as either make it myself or order it online. It'll probably be a lot quicker to order a set online because I know I already looked and they have a lot of like props for photography for the dolls, for Cupid dolls online, and I think they're like $10. So I might do that because I already have Amazon Prime and I know it would come like next day. So I might do that, but if I wanted to be more unique, I could go look at and see if they have some Valentine's Day stuff to make little wings and stuff um, at Michael's today. And I have, like I said, I always have coupons. So I have coupons for Michael's right now that are really good. So I could go get the materials, make the wings from there. I'll decide what I'm going to do today. I still have plenty of time because the bus runs until I think 10 p.m. tonight, and it's only 4. So I might do that, and then I do need to go to Dollar Tree as well because they have their Valentine's Day themed stuff out. I picked some stuff up to also send with the doll, and just stuff in general. Like sometimes they have E6000 there, like a tube of E6000, and I need to pick up some more E6000. See, Michael's, Dollar Tree, and Walmart are right next to each other in a shopping area. So it's not like I'm going a bunch of different places. So it'll take me only like probably an hour because they're literally right beside each other. So, and if I know what I need and don't let myself get too distracted, I can shop pretty quick. Hi, Tomina. Hi, I'm glad you caught me on mobile. Yeah, I've been live for a little bit. And oh, hi, Jen, Creative Newborns. Um, yeah, so yeah, and now I'm gonna take you guys into my closet because I'm done with this layer that I just put on the Cupid. And it needs to dry a little bit more before I put another layer on and then bake it. I want to buy Cupid. I can't wait to see her. Will she have rooted hair? I'm going back and forth on that because I do have some leftover hair from how I rooted June. Believe it or not, she took a lot of hair, but I do have some leftover hair. So I'm going back and forth trying to decide if I want to do like combi or try combi, which is painted hair underneath and then just a little patch of rooted hair on top for the Cupid. I think that would really work well because if you've seen pictures of Cupids, they always have like a little patch of hair. Um, so I'm trying to decide what I want to do with that, or do I want to order a different hair color for her? So like make it different and more of like an alternative. Maybe order like a white colored hair for her or something, or I don't know what I really want to do with her as far as hair goes. I might leave her bald depending on how much time I have to get her done. because if it's getting closer to Valentine's Day and I don't have her where I want her to be, I might just have to not do hair on her and call it a day. Or ooh, I could do white Prismacolor. That could be cool. Um, I don't know. I'm going back and forth with that. I'm still not figured out what I want to do as far as hair goes for the Cupid. But she will be available, fingers crossed, way before Valentine's Day, so I can have her ready to go and shipped for Valentine's Day. I'm thinking she'll be around 230 US dollars. It might be closer to 250 because I do plan on including quite a couple things with her, and especially if I do make her custom wings, like I said, um, I'll have to factor in that cost. So she might be closer to 250, which I think is not going to be too much for her. Um, yeah, yeah. So let's see. Okay, let me see if I can. How do I? I'm gonna try to see if I can switch the camera around. We're gonna go into my closet. Okay. Let me switch the camera around. Okay. So if you haven't seen my closet before, I think it's been in a couple of videos, but so we have these set of drawers. So each room is supposed to be for two people. However, I don't have a roommate in my room, obviously, not in my room, and then I have two roommates in the other room. So these are supposed to be 6 drawers, and you're supposed to take 3 drawers for each person. But the 3 drawers that I have extra, I use for my dolls. And then if you see my little corner nursery video, you know that I have some overflow of the clothes that I use usually for to send out with dolls. So I put up a little thing to organize that recently. And then we also have a lot of it's a walk-in closet. So it's a big closet. I'm going on. Love you. See you soon. Okay, bye. Bye, Jennifer. Hi, CC's World. So yeah, I'm just showing everyone my closet. So I have my clothes and then some more baby clothes over there. And then we also have like there's lots of storage in here. And then we have all that up there to store things and then shelves, and it's really, really nice. So those are my jackets, obviously, and then I have the baby's jackets up there. So I need to pick out a outfit for the boys today. So each like size group has like a drawer. So this drawer is the newborn and 0 to 3 month boys. So um, I had that on him earlier the other day, so it's kind of sticking out. But you see, it's jam full. Like I said, I recently got a bunch of in this size that was only $20 for like a huge bag of it from the marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. So now I have all this 0 to 3 month boy stuff and newborn boy stuff. So it's just a lot of stuff jam packed in here. So you guys, what should I pick out for today? Should I put him in like a one? This is for Levi. My Levi, who is Amias, is what I call him. What I named him. So what should I pick out for him today? He's got like a lot of like one piece items back there, like rompers and stuff back here, and then sleepers, and I think these are all like these are pants and shorts right here. Um, long sleeve onesies, short sleeve onesies. Okay, should I put what color should I put on them? I'm trying to think of things that he hasn't worn before. This is a really cute shirt. It's not in season. I kind of want to dress him in season, but I just thought I would show you guys this cute little shirt. It's a little Hawaiian shirt. It's really cute. See, I got this from one of the thrift shops. Like I said, boy stuff easy to find, super easy to find. But yeah, it's so cute and it's a perfect addition. So I'm not gonna put that on him because that's Hawaiian shirt, and that's more for summertime. Hmm. Just kind of shove that back in there for now. I could put a thermal on him. I would love to grow my doll's wardrobe. So many clothes. Wish me luck in finding a job. It's so cute. Listen, that's what I'm saying. The only reason why he has this many clothes is not because I spent a bunch of money. It's because I knew how to like shop on Facebook Marketplace with people trying to get rid of their baby clothes. And most of this stuff was from that haul, and it was only $20 for like majority of this stuff. So it's not that I'm spending a bunch of money. It's just you got to look for like what they call them, like baby clothes lots and stuff, like, or go to, what are those called? uh Garage sales. Those people trying to get rid of things quick and cheap and like get them out of their house. So yeah, collecting baby clothes for a while. So this is one of my favorite colors, this like burgundy color, maroon. Should I put them in that? It says Future Legend on it. It's long sleeve, but I also have these like. First, let me pick out a pair of pants first. I'll start with the pants. Yeah, pants usually starting off with pants helps uh steer where I want to go. I haven't put these pants on him yet. They're brown and white striped little pants. And then let me pick out maybe a top to go with it. Got lots of option here. This is a really cute top. I put this under one of his pictures where he was wearing his overalls. I put that underneath there, and that would go with it. Really cute. And it would be like in season. Or or I could put it with this onesie, which is elephants short sleeve. I don't know, you guys. It's so hard. I have so many options. I don't know what to put them in sometimes, which is why I don't sometimes dress them every day. If I find a really cute outfit, I just kind of leave it on them sometimes. That wouldn't go. I think what I'll do is put that on him. This like short sleeve elephant onesie. He's worn it before under something, but not on like, I don't know if I took a picture with him just with this one. Might have. It's one of my favorites. I just think it's really cute, and simple, and goes with a lot. Ooh, never mind. No, I know what I want to put on him. Not this onesie. Sorry if this is boring to you guys. I think it's really fun to watch people pick out clothes. So that's why I'm doing it. I'll put this one underneath. Happy little one, it says on it, and it's in the same color scheme. I think that looks so cute. And then I'll put in his little he has like those little moccasins things. They're like slippers kind of. And then his accessories are in my nursery corner. Do I want to put something on top of that or just leave it like that? I think that's cute just like that. So I think that is what I'll do for Mr. Amias's outfit of the day. Leave it like that. No, I don't want to put a jacket on top of it. Or I could and leave it unzipped. He has a really cute jacket up there. Let me show you guys. This one is light blue and has ears on the hood. So I could put that on him. I think that really cute with the little ears. Yeah, I think that'll go. It's really sweet. It'll have like another color to it. And I think it has an elephant on it. Yeah. He hasn't worn that yet. My other dolls have. And my Prest has worn this jacket and I really like it. So I think that's a fire alarm.
I will get back to you guys. I think we have to leave. Yeah. I hate it's probably 'cause someone set it off. All right. I'll be back in a sec.